Hi, everybody. It's the interview queen, Alicia Atout here, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to my interview with Trish Adora. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good considering all things.
Right. I mean, are you kind of holding up all right over there? I know a lot of people recently have had a bit more relief. They're kind of feeling a bit better. So, how are you doing just in general on that front?
You know, I feel pretty good overall. I'd say 7 out of 10. I try to keep at least seven. You know, seven right about now.
I mean, a lot of wrestlers have had a lot more downtime because of the pandemic, but now shows are starting to pop back up. Things are starting to feel a little bit somewhat normal. So was it kind of killing you not being able to wrestle for those months and just deep down really want to get back in the ring?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I enjoy wrestling so much, but the downtime has helped me kind of redirect my energy towards other things that I kind of maybe just wasn't really thinking about. I got to train more, so that was nice. I got to rest my body. I got to switch up my gym routine since gyms were closed. You got to do your home stuff. So, I mean, I became self-reliant, so not worse circumstances considering.
Right. No, that makes me happy to hear. But the thing I was curious about is outside of all of the wrestling stuff that did keep you occupied behind the scenes, how was a lot of that downtime spent? Some people got into baking, some people decided we're just going to binge watch a ton of television. So, what was your route?
My route, I just started to want to occupy my mind with other things. So I started to play chess. My younger brother's teaching me how to play chess.
That's so cute.
So, so I'm really like getting the hang of it and like holding my own, and it's helping me like just think about life really in just a totally new way. I feel like I unlocked something. I feel like I unlocked another piece of my brain. But
That's actually
like occupy my mind a little bit.
That's actually super cool. My family just started watching that Queen's Gambit show where it's all about chess on Netflix. And then my sister was like, I want to start learning how to play chess again. So she actually just started doing that too. So it's so funny that you brought that up.
It's such a time. It'll like occupy your mind for like hours. It's so interesting. From the outside looking in, it looks pretty cool, but once you're in yourself, it's like
You're addicted. It's officially taken over. Well, on the wrestling front, we did recently see you have an absolutely killer showing at the For the Culture show at the Collective. And I know you've been wrestling for about 5 years now. So did it actually come fairly easily to you in the beginning? Because now when we watch you wrestle, like it's pretty effortless.
oh, thank you.
Or-
But it did come a little easy to me, but I think wrestling shape is totally different than anything I was doing before. I played rugby, I was in the army, so I was physically fit, but it just was so different for wrestling. So I kind of just had to relearn and retrust my body. So there were a couple hiccups on the way, but I hit my stride like
right.
maybe like 6 months training. I kind of felt comfortable with all the movements I was learning how to do. So it took a while, but
I'd love for you to kind of take myself and fans back to the first match you ever had because sometimes it totally goes according to plan for people and sometimes it's a mess. So did yours go how you had hoped or?
it totally did. I had my first match against Lacey Lane. Oh man, that was so long ago. It was at Go Wrestle. Holy crap. I think I have footage of that. I'll be sure to maybe try to link that on my social media at some point. I'll write that down to make sure. But it was such an interesting match. It was my first time working in front of a crowd. So there's that. And, it was easy enough because me and her trained for a little bit. So we kind of understood what we were trying to do. But I was just I didn't think I would be as scared as I was. I was very like, holy crap, I gotta go out there. And then, of course, they tell you got to cut a promo. And then you're like, okay,
Oh, no pressure, just add it on top of everything.
gonna go out there and tell them how tough I am, I suppose, and so, but I mean, I don't know. I think it came off cool and the match pretty well, and it was pretty well received. I'm very happy to have had that experience. So.
Oh, that's so lovely that like your first experience to the crowd and just being put on the spot with something like a promo went smooth sailing because the nightmare stories that I have heard, they're just I'm sure you've heard them too. It's Kudos to you. That's all I gotta say.
Art was like, I'm like, oh my god, and I'm tough and stuff, you know.
Right. Well, you had recently actually told fans how you really want to wrestle more, and you asked them where should you pop up next. So, I mean, I was curious to kind of flip it around. Where would you like to show up? Is there a certain promotion on your mind? Is there a certain country you'd like to visit and work in that you've yet to?
Yes. So, yes to all that. Black Label Pro is coming up, and that was kind of who I've had my eye on for the longest. I really love breaking into new markets, so I kind of just had my eye there, of course. But to go to Canada, that was in the cards before COVID. I would, gosh, it'd be great to like go up there, work for C4, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I have to go back to the UK for sure. That's gonna be, I want to like really like get my roots and really like wrestle and really just run the circuit and just be more of a journeyman. I had such a good time when I was there before. To go back and work with Title would be so lovely. Pro Wrestling Eve, they were so kind to me. Thank you, Dan. And no, maybe they're not. Sorry, but if so, they were very kind to me, and they made something as complicated as, you know, traveling on your own to a new country to try to figure out this whole wrestling thing over there. You know, they made it very easy, or easy enough, I should say. So
No, I've been put in that situation where I've traveled abroad and you do go solo to a lot of these things until you meet up with the promoters. And deep down, like just not only just traveling alone is scary in itself, but it's a whole new world. You're there for something super exciting. So does it kind of hit you every time you're on that plane ride somewhere, like the anxiety and just the excitement of it all? Because it still hits me every time.
yes, I'm always just so excited to get to like go to new places and meet new people. And it was just so crazy, especially on those long rides, especially the flight to Japan. I was just sitting there the whole time, like, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. This is like gonna be really cool. You know,
That's
and just not
adorable.
to just, and then your imagination, you have nothing but time to just sit there and
Yeah.
just create all these things. And you know, sometimes they end up happening, and that's cool too, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely cool. As you had mentioned, you used to play rugby, you are a U.S. Army veteran, and of course, wrestler. So, have you always kind of had a certain inner grit and determination? Because all of those jobs definitely take that quality.
Yeah, I've always kind of just been, my whole upbringing, you know, I have five brothers, I'm the only girl, you know, and my mom's an only girl too, so we're very just, it's always just been instilled to me to be able to just have and be able to hold your own and have that grit, like you say, you know. So it's just always kind of been a part of who I am. I don't know really, I wouldn't know who I would be without this part of me. I feel like it's just so ingrained in me, and it even comes out in my wrestling, I hope. Or I hope.
It's definitely a good quality to have, especially in those industries. And of course, I mentioned a couple of jobs and sports you had been into, but I always love knowing what's kind of the worst job you had before professional wrestling became a thing for you. What was that one job that you were just like, man, that 9 to 5, got to get to this, and hopefully the dream comes true.
Uh, I can't get into it. I've had some crazy jobs.
Oh wow, really?
Well, somewhat crazy. I'm wondering how how crazy can I
Now
get?
you have me curious, girl.
Shoot, I wasn't expecting this question. Okay, wait. All right. So, I did work at a sex shop for a very short amount of time,
Really?
extremely short lived. If you can believe that, it was extremely short.
Were you like a cashier? Were you helping around?
I was
Okay.
cashiers, and oh my gosh, I was not expecting this question.
I love that. I was not expecting that answer,
Oh,
so we're on the same wavelength.
it just caught me off guard. But yeah, oh my, it was just, it was such an interesting, it was an interesting job. I was kind of surprised to even link up with a homegirl to get the job. And I was like, all right, yeah, cool, I'll do that for like a little bit. So I go in there, I'm like, cool, I'll be the cashier. I don't have to do anything crazy. It'll be a quick gig. And yeah, it just got very strange. One night shift, and I was like, all right, this probably is not going to be the place for me. It was just kind of like, it was just an interesting dynamic. There's just a lot going on. And it was on a
Yeah.
very popular intersection in Orlando. Popular, not in a good way. So it's just an interesting. I look back on that and now I can laugh and it's very funny, but at the time it was
Yeah.
just very shocking. So.
Oh my goodness. I can imagine all the different walks of life you must have encountered, the people watching.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. A
that
lot of
I'm sure you have.
conversations that I've had to have that I didn't
Right.
to have.
Oh
Are
my gosh.
yeah.
I love how we unlocked this. I was not expecting that, but that is like probably the best answer I've ever received. That one.
Oh my gosh. I think I still have the shirt from that place somewhere. I gotta find that. I'll be cleaning up. I gotta
There's like a pair of like handcuffs on it, and you're like, hey.
Yeah, right. I might bring it back. It might be a new gym shirt, you know.
Maybe cut the sleeves off. You're gonna rock it. I can feel it. Well, Trish, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on here, sharing your stories, getting a little personal. And, no, I don't mean that in a bad way. Do not mean that. I love it. I'm here for it. But just thank you so much for taking the time. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, of course. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Everyone watching, this has been the lovely Trish Adora. I am the interview queen, Alicia Atout. Be sure to check out aliciatout.com for more exclusive interviews and features, and we will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.